Jordan Carter, chief engineer, stood at the rail of a super yacht under a sky the color of champagne. Strings hummed, waiters drifted with oysters. The deck gleamed like it had learned manners. "Sir," a guest said, using sir like a fence. "Galley is below. We don't do uniforms on the bow." Jordan touched the badge that read, Engineering. "Engines hum better when the people who listen to them touch air," he said. "That's cute," the guest replied. "Tell the kitchen the canapes are cold." "The oven's perfect," Jordan said. "Maybe patience isn't." He moved on. Machines were easier. Gauges didn't lie. Below deck, the yacht, Aphrodite, breathed in oil and heat. Jordan checked the panel. Load steady, fuel balanced, intakes clean. A portside air handler grumbled. He tightened a coupling. The vibration settled, like a nervous heart under a steady hand. "Chief," crackled the radio, "Bridge says the guests want a slow loop past the harbor lights." Fancy circle. "Copy," Jordan said. "Hold 60%. Keep the wake polite." On deck, Theodora Costa, Thea, stood beneath fairy lights, a dress moving like water. Heiress, yes. But her eyes weren't practiced at pretending. They were busy, checking crew lines, noting who said thank you and who never did. Her fiancé, Lucas Moran, lifted a glass. "To family," he said into a mic. "To tradition." To the Costa fleet, he squeezed Thea's hand as if she were one of the yachts. "To my bride." Cheer. Phones. Thea smiled with her mouth. Her hand didn't tighten. Jordan stepped up from below. The city wore its necklace of lights. The yacht slipped free with the kind of quiet old money likes. "Jordan," Thea said, voice like a glass set gently down. He turned. Up close she was less headline, more human. A small crease by her eye that meant real laughter. A tiny knuckle scar that didn't match the dress. "I wanted your read," she said, "on the ride." He raised an eyebrow. "Ma'am?" "The wake," she said, a half smile. "You called it polite last time." "She'll behave," he said. "We respect the marina. It respects us back." "Thank you," Thea said, and the thank you landed like a rare bird. "And Jordan?" "Yes, Ms. Costa. If anyone gives you grief up here, tell them I said the ocean belongs to everyone on payroll." He almost smiled. "Yes, ma'am." "Do you ever get tired of this?" she asked. "The party?" "The pretending. That this is the point." "Engines are honest," he said. "People can be if the lights go out." She tilted her head. "Sounds like a dare." "More like maintenance," he said. Lucas appeared, the way men arrive where cameras are due. "Darling," he said to Thea, then to Jordan. "Buddy, a touch more speed? The drone shots are..." He made a shape with his hands that meant my brand. "The captain set speed," Jordan said. "We've got safety parameters." "The captain works for us," Lucas grinned. Thea didn't correct him with words. "Whatever's safe," she told Jordan. Jordan moved, palm on rail, then stopped. Felt it, a ripple that wasn't tied. A stutter in the ship's heartbeat. A small, wrong lurch. Up front, a glass slid and didn't fall. People laughed the almost spilled laugh. The DJ's beat hiccuped. Radio. "Chief, pressure swing on port fuel. Drop isn't sensor, real." "Hold load," Jordan said. "Lock speed, I'm below." The party kept pretending. Laughter rolled. Lights skimmed faces. Thea watched Jordan disappear and watched the horizon wrinkle in a way only people with experience see. Jordan hit the engine room. "Talk!" Sasha, his second. Port fuel manifold took a breath it never takes. Bleed valve kissed air. Someone whispered it open, then shut. Jordan checked manifold. Dry. Returns. Normal. Logs. There. Anomaly spike at 21:14:27. 1 second open on a rarely used override. He frowned. "Manual," Sasha said. "Has to be," he answered. "Software doesn't play cute." The deck rolled. Not swell, not turn. Pulse. Alarms woke, soft, then louder. On deck, someone screamed the expensive shoes scream. Thea grabbed a rail with one hand and the moment with the other. Bridge, she said into a staff mic she wasn't supposed to have. Lights steady, music down. Lucas raised champagne. It's fine, he called. A little wave. Thea ignored him. Now, she told the bridge. Music softened. House lights went honest. The crowd murmured like a herd deciding whether to run. The captain. Guests are noticing. Jordan's fingers flew. Camera logs, lower companionway, last 10 minutes. Sasha pushed a tablet. The feed popped. Corridor, shoes, cuff, hand, glint of keycard. Timestamp kissing 2114. A face slid into frame a beat too long. Rafe Dorian, Lucas's sequined DJ friend. He shouldn't be where the tools live. Jordan's jaw set. Lock override physically, he told Sasha. Bring the cutoff wrench. He ran. Up the ladder, past a whispering pair of servers, onto deck, where Lucas had returned to the mic. What you felt, Lucas said, was the ocean saying hello. Thea walked to the DJ and cut the music completely. Lucas widened a smile the way some men widen a threat. Thea, he said in a private tone made public, we don't spook donors. Donors can swim, she said, and took the mic. Ladies and gentlemen, Thea said, voice steady, quick safety check. Stay calm, hold rails, follow crew. Rafe laughed loud enough to be seen. A drill? Babe, this is your night. Thea looked at him like gum on a shoe, then at Jordan, who arrived with a wrench and a face that said, we're fixing this now. Jordan, she said on mic, where do you need me? Lucas blinked. You need him? He's... Chief engineer, Thea said, tell me. Cut speed, Jordan said. Hold position. I need the portside manifold, and I need the guest who was on my deck 10 minutes ago to hand me his keycard. Phones lifted. Rafe sucked in a breath, caught on the wrong mark. I was getting content, he sang. Backstage tour. Backstage is below my feet, Jordan said, and my feet aren't for tourists. Rafe, Lucas warned. Captain, Thea said, full stop. Money met steel and learned which wins. The bow wake softened, died. The boat let go of performance and became a body in water again. A few claps, nervous, then quiet. Chief, Thea said, you have the floor. Jordan knelt by the access panel, quick on latches, lifted the lid. This is a manifold, he said to the room. Think traffic circle for fuel. An override here, tap, yawns a valve. 1 second lets air burp in, engines get confused, your champagne leans, laughs died. I'm locking it manually, he said, because someone opened a door they shouldn't. He set the wrench, turned, the metal
The first thing
accepted
you're going to
discipline.
do is you're going to come over
Check your
and
cameras,
inspect this,
someone called.
looking at all the gauges.
Sasha lifted a small monitor. Corridor, timestamp. Rafe raised hands, exploring, vibes. You were in a restricted zone, Jordan said. He held up a magnetic card he'd already lifted from Rafe's back pocket because the universe often deputizes problem solvers. Not crew issue. Lucas gave me access, Rafe blurted. Thea turned to Lucas. You authorized restricted access? It's a party, Lucas said. No one got hurt. Yet, Jordan said. Thea's voice didn't rise. Captain, log this. Unauthorized access by guest at 2114. Vessel stopped at 2116 by owner's order. Chief engineer has the con. Aye, the captain said. The word owner put opinions in order. Jordan stood. We'll restart at a crawl, he told the crowd, looking at Thea. When you say. Not yet, Thea said. One more thing. She turned slowly to Lucas. You told me crew respect mattered. That safety was non-negotiable. He looked at phones. Let's not... We are, she said. She faced the guests. My grandfather started this company with one boat and the belief that the people below deck are the point. Effective immediately, the crew respect code on all Costa vessels. Restricted zones are sacred, crew and authorized techs only. Violate it, you disembark. We're adding engine room CCTV transparency and access logs viewable by crew and on request by charter clients. Overtime is audited and paid. Whistleblower hotline goes live tomorrow. Third party, not internal. A sound rolled. Half applause, half oh. Crew looked at one another the way rooms open a window. And, Thea said, voice steady, I'm ending my engagement. Silence rang. Lucas laughed too fast. You're not serious. I'm serious. Over a little wobble? Rafe said, charm curdled. Over a way of thinking, Thea said. If you don't respect what keeps you afloat, you don't belong on the boat. One deckhand clapped because he couldn't not. It unlocked the room. Applause rose, messy and human. Lucas stood halfway between rage and the performance of rage. You'll regret this, he said. Men always have a line ready. Maybe, Thea said. I'd regret the other thing more. Crew, not hired muscle, stepped toward Rafe with courtesy that could lift or shove. Sir, one said, we'll escort you to your tender. Rafe tried a joke about after-parties nobody wanted. Jordan rolled his shoulders, the deck finally releasing him. He looked at Thea. We can bring her back up, he said. Slow, respectful. Do it, Chief, she said. The captain called speeds. The engines woke like animals that trust the hand on their neck. The boat moved, not to show off, but to go home. People turned back into people. Laughter returned in a lower key. Night air learned a better temperature. Thea stepped close enough to read eyes without guessing. Thank you, she said. For what? For making the floor honest. For holding your line. He glanced at her left hand, the ring already a rumor. You all right? I feel lighter and heavier at once, she said. That's ballast, he said. The right weight keeps you upright. She smiled, the crease by her eye agreed. Walk? They moved toward the bow where the party thinned into stars. A steward handed them waters with a nod that said thanks for seeing us. How'd you know? She asked. About the valve. Practice, he said. And ships talk if you treat them like people instead of props. You always wanted this? I wanted to make things that carry people, he said. My grandfather drove a bus. He said his job was getting strangers home. I like that kind of job. What gets you home? Proof, he said. Logs, data, small truths that add up. We should show it, she said. Crew logs, safety reports, not binders, public, a portal. Clients see what they pay for, crew see we see them. We? He asked. Unless you're busy, she teased, being chief engineer. He laughed, soft and surprised. I can be busy and build a thing. Good, she said. I want to build something that survives rich people. They reached the bow. The wind wrote its name on everything. The city made a patient promise. I don't know how to say this without sounding like a press release, she said. If I asked you for coffee, off the clock, what would you say? Yes, he said. And we can drink it like humans, not headlines. Humans, she said. Harder than engines. Engines don't have feelings, he said. Just needs. Don't we all, she said, half joke, half map. Behind them, crew moved like constellations. Someone had already printed the crew respect code on the little office printer and taped it to the galley wall. Someone else translated it for a mother who liked letters from the sea. By the time Aphrodite kissed her birth, the party had become something else. Guests thanked deckhands. Tips found palms that usually caught complaints. A woman in impossible shoes told a bosun she'd never thought about who makes a boat move. That's why we do it, he said. Morning press did what press does. Some wrote, Heiress calls off engagement at sea. Others, party paused for safety, new policy announced. A few valuable ones used respect and meant it. In the engine room, Jordan ran a last check. The anomaly sat in the log like a pinned insect. He wrote a note only the right people read. We caught it because we keep receipts. Chief, Sasha said, leaning in the doorway, heard the thing. She meant all of it. You good? I think so, he said. You? I've wanted a camera on that corridor for 3 charters. Specs tomorrow, he said. Sir, yes, sir. Then, conspiratorial. She asked you out? We're having coffee, he said, close enough. On the dock, Lucas posed with a face that hadn't gotten the memo. Rafe pretended to take a call. Both left with less than they brought. Thea stood near the gangway, shaking hands like a politician who believes in one precinct. the people who keep things afloat. She looked up when Jordan emerged. He looked back. There are looks that skip pages. This was one. "Tomorrow?" she asked. "Coffee," he said. "2 sugars," she said. "Black," he said. "A match," she smiled. They stepped onto the dock, not together, but toward it, which is how 2 people get anywhere on purpose. Weeks did their work. The crew respect code lived on screens and on paper, learned to say no in several languages without sounding cruel. The portal went live, anonymized access logs, maintenance schedules, overtime approvals in green instead of gray. Charter clients loved the word transparency. Crew loved being paid on time more. Jordan spent mornings under engines that trusted him, and afternoons explaining the physics of kindness to executives. Thea learned how to make policy walk. On Tuesday, they drank coffee without cameras. It tasted like them. On Thursday, a small boat carried them to water that didn't know last names. They cut the motor and let silence be louder than money. He told a bus driver story about saying goodnight to empty seats just in case. She told a ledger story about writing people's names like scripture. They agreed to be boring in the ways that keep you brave, and brave in the ways that keep you kind. People pretend stories end when a ring comes off or on, as if a gavel could fall on water. The truth is smaller and heavier, a valve turned the right way, a code on a galley wall, a key card that stops where it should, a woman saying the quiet rules out loud, a man with a wrench making sure promises hum. They called him Galley Boy. They stopped when they understood what he kept afloat. And somewhere inside that understanding, rooms changed. Not forever, not all at once, but enough for morning to find the deck on time. One dawn, when nobody had paid for it, Jordan and Thea walked the bow. The horizon cut clean. The engines idled like a cat that trusts you. She reached for his hand because some policies shouldn't stay theoretical. He took it because some repairs need pairs. "Ready?" she asked. "For what?" "For whatever we're done pretending about." He squeezed once. "Full stop," he joked. She laughed. "Ahead slow." "Aye," he said, and the day moved.